predict that what I think the problem is here is our rider has been doing this. You ready? Watch me. Giddy up a little bit. In other words, kind of pulling on the woes as we're pushing on the goes. Because we've got nothing inhibiting this horse now. Does he feel pretty like he wants to go forward now? Ready to canter? Okay, wait till I tell you. Atta girl, put your head down. Hang on to that saddle horn. Now, right now, smile, squeeze, smooch. Just push your squeeze in just a little bit. Relax. Sit down. Sit. Just keep your hand down. Hang on the horn. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to find a way for that horse to relax down. Remember, she said this horse doesn't like to canter. Does he look like he doesn't like to canter now? You got plenty of giddy up. Now, lift up, straight up on the reins. Lift straight up until he trots. Lift, 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 lift. Put your hand down. Lift until he walks. Lift, lightly lift, lift. Put your hand down. Lift until he stops. And the crowd goes wild. Bend, that's it. Lift, lift, lift. Shorten the reins just a little bit and lift straight up until he comes down to a walk and a stop. Now walk, lift, and drop your reins. Lift, lift, lift. Drop your reins. So we've all been told to kick him to go and pull him to stop. And what is she doing? She is squeezing with her legs, bringing her life up. And she's not pulling, she's lifting and holding. Raise your hand if you've learned something. Raise your hand if you can't wait to go home and try Psychology 101 in the saddle. Because once you understand, I've been doing this for 33 years, 3.3 decades. In case you don't know, there's 87,766 hours in a decade. And I get up early and I stay up late, presenting these things in front of over 2 million people. I've done this on TV, I've gone I'm still looking for the horse that these dynamics will not work for. I'm still looking for one horse. Now remember, horses are like computers. They may never do what you want, but they're going to do what you tell them. Or what you program them to do. So now allow him to go again. Allow him to go. Let's go. Just walk. Let him go wherever he wants. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on some yielding exercises. Okay? So I'm going to take my little extension here, and I'm going to see if we can get him to consider slowing down and stopping. All right? So we've got a fence over here that stops him. So I'm going to put this out here and see if this will stop. Just relax. Just sit there and see if it stops him. All right? That's pretty good. Now let's see if I can back him up. Just sit there, relax, just keep your eyes on me, and I'm going to see if I can back him up just a little bit. You see how little it takes to get a horse to do what you want? So what we want to do is we want to start to understand what it takes to get the horse to do the things we want. So what I just used was called implied pressure. Please equalize your reins again, get them straight. So you've got your left one's too long, your right one's too short from the other. And I want you to lift again and to get it back up, okay? Shorten your reins a little bit, lift straight up and get it back up. Watch this. This is called real pressure. That's enough. Was that a lot of pressure? No, it wasn't very much pressure, but it was real. This, on the other hand, is implied pressure. All right? This is implied pressure. There is no physical pressure, but yet the horse still responded. All right? Squeeze, up into a walk, see how little it takes. Now this time, don't squeeze at all. I just want you to squeeze, smile with all 4 cheeks, okay? See if you can get him to trot without using your legs. Ready? Smile, squeeze with your cheeks. Squeeze just with your cheeks. Now smooch just a little bit. Smooch just a little bit. Like that. Wasn't that nice? Instead of kicking the horse. Now what I want you to do is relax and allow me to stop. Put your hand on your saddle horn, please. And let me listen to get the horse. I'm thinking about shutting down. I want this horse to learn to think, because what is obvious to me is the horse thinks he's in charge of the gas. She thinks she's in charge of the brakes. I want the horse to be in charge of the brakes. Okay? Squeeze. Let him go wherever he wants. Squeeze. Smile. Bring your life up. Smooch a little bit. Up to a trot. Up to a trot. Up to a trot. That's it. Now relax. Just sit there, and I'm going to see if I can put this implied pressure out here in front of the horse. Put your hand down. Let this stop him. Bring him forward. Squeeze. Bring your life up. That's enough. Let's see if this will stop you. Relax. You've got to be, in other words, here's what most people don't do. They don't quit riding. Watch me. When I say that people say this, watch my legs. Giddy up a little bit. Watch how they stop. Ready? Roll. Watch my legs. Roll. Because everything that we have is connected to our midsection. Right? Now what I want you to watch is when people, you ever notice how when beer drinkers drink, that when their elbow bends, that their mouth opens? It's like something's connected here. So what happens is we don't realize how connected we are to our, there's a phenomenon called sudden sphinxness. So let me see if I can show you what it looks like when people get scared when they stop. Ready? From behind. Ready? Woo! This gets tight. Right? I'll give everybody a view here. You're, woo! Right? And that's actually the go button. And most people don't do it. I've seen people get so tight, you could not pull a turkey feather out of there with a John Deere tractor. So what we've got to do when we want to go, now what I'd like you to do is smile with all four cheeks. Let's go. Go, squeeze, smile. There we go. We're going. That looks good. Now what I want you to do is completely relax. Completely relax. Just relax and allow him to stop. Allow him to stop. You starting to see it? I don't want you to clap because we've already seen that the horse kind of, just when he gets relaxed, we give him a clap, it kind of scares him off. What I want you to do is, first of all, my job is inspiration and information. I want you to be inspired. First of all, how many people here have seen something today and said, you know what, that's simple, I can do that. Okay, because I want you to be inspired today to want to go home. My job is inspiration and information. I'm going to give you good information. I saw a booth over there the other day that said free information. And then next to it, down on a little sign, it said, correct information, $50. I'm going to give you good information. I promise you. There's a reason I've been doing this for 3.5 decades, and we've had over 200,000 students get results in our program. Because my job is to give you information that's going to give you empowerment. So this one little session, I want you to be inspired to go home and do the program. We're going to give you, come to my booth when we're done, I'm going to give you a gift of Psychology 101 on the ground and Psychology 101 on the saddle. It's going to get you started. I'm going to give you a 1-month free membership to my Learners Club. It's got over 1,200 videos. So what I want you to do is get inspired enough to go, I've got a program. Do you have any idea that if I could have followed something like this when I was 20 years old, I didn't start getting really good information with horses till I was almost 30. I came under the auspices of a very great horseman, and when he passed away, it opened the door to other great horsemen. Tom Dorrance, Ronnie Willis, Ray Hunt, and these people shared with me, and they didn't have videos. They didn't have a program you could follow. You couldn't just have a home school, how to train your horse at home program. But now we do, so that's what I want you to do. But your job has got to be dedication and perspiration, right? So now, let's see how little it takes to get her up into a trot. Okay, you ready? That's it. Squeeze. Into a trot. See how little it takes. Now I'm going to be doing a lecture today at 2 o'clock. And I've got a special giveaway. Okay, now let's see how little it takes to come down to a stop. How little it takes to go up into a trot. How little does it take? How little does it take to come down to a halt? See, how many people can see that I'm doing less and less here even? Right? How little does it take to go up into a trot? How little does it take to go up into a canter? Look up. Easy, that girl, just bring your life up. Does that horse look nice and relaxed and going forward now? Now how little does it take to come down to a halt? Drop, relax. I don't know about you, but I love seeing people get results. I love seeing harmony with horses. It breaks my heart. First of all, I got to tell you something, sweetheart. It broke my heart when I saw you, a 20-year-old young woman, bringing your horse in here with a chain on his nose. I'm going to ask everybody here, if you were a horse, would you rather have somebody who has Psychology 101? They know it. They know how to get you to cause your idea to become their idea, or would you rather have somebody that has a chain on your nose? Raise your hand if you don't want a chain on your nose. If you're a horse. It breaks my heart because it's only because Sweetheart, I know you didn't do it you're not doing that because you don't like the horse. That's what she's probably learned from somebody at the stables where she's at, or a book she's read, or something. This is arcane knowledge. Using force, fear, and intimidation is arcane knowledge. Showing the horse who's lost. What we've got to do is we've got to share with the horse that we want to be his partner. The word equus means equal us. So whether you say equus or equus, we have this all the time in my house because my wife is from Australia. You know, she says, I say potato, she says potato, I say tomato, she says tomato. We do equus, equus. However you say it, it means equal us. It's the only animal on the planet of the earth that we think completes us, is our equal. The dog might be our best friend, but the horse is our equal. In an opposite way, it's almost male-female. It's the only animal in the world that a human being can ride and have a chance at looking sexy at the same time. But it doesn't look sexy if you see kicking and pulling. It doesn't look beautiful unless you start to see the harmony. You start to see that horse wanting and willing to do these things, understanding how things work. What I want you to do is understand. Don't buy any of my stuff. Don't go down there and buy the stick or the tools and think you got it. Because it doesn't. When you buy this stick, it doesn't. When you open it up, it doesn't go doom 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 doom. Parelli inside. You have to know where to put this stick. You have to know where and when, why to be, what to do when you get there. You got to know when you got to quit doing what you're doing. Raise your hand if you've ever seen someone that didn't know how to quit, didn't know when to quit. Some people can drive any horse crazy. What I want my horse to do is be here. I want this horse to be here with you, not because of you. When he came in, it was because of you. But now, as we're going along, he's doing this with us. Can you start to see? And here's something I want you to understand. That a horse is not only a prey animal, but a herd animal. He's a precocial species. So when I say 3, I want everybody here to say the word precocial species. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, you get after it. 1, 2, 3. Raise your hand if you want to know what you just said. Precocial species means full faculty learner at birth. And the first thing they learn how to do is walk when their mother walks. They learn to stop when she stops. They learn to synchronize with her mentally, emotionally, and physically. And then they get humans who drag them around like a husband going Christmas shopping on the end of a rope. They walk around and they say, why do I have to be owned by a dope on a rope? Why don't you know it's Horse Psychology 101 in the Parelli program? And once that horse learns to synchronize, like he did with his mother, when you started walking around here, you started to get the start. And now you're starting to get it in that saddle. Right? Now, this is all going to be on your own. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to walk your horse, trot your horse, and you're going to sing, and you're going to say out loud, 1, 2, 3, when you sing. And on 3, you're going to lightly lift your hand. Watch how this works. You ready? And you're going to come down to a halt. Slowly take your life, bring your life up, take him up into a trot. Count loud. 1, 2, 3. Everybody smile because you just saw something beautiful just then. Don't clap. We know that the horse is going to overreact. What I want you to see is that horses are like computers. They may never do what we want, but they always do what we tell them. We've got to know what's going on inside their hearts and in their minds. What this horse has been looking for, he's been looking for you to be that perfect partner. You know, you told us that you think he's a one-of-a-kind horse. You're right. This is a really nice horse, folks. But this horse, if she continues on the path that she was on, will only reach the heights of mediocrity. And I don't believe this young lady's dream is to be a mediocre. I think this young lady wants to have something special. You got a beautiful horse. You got a beautiful attitude and the way you're going about things. Just the fact that you signed up to be here today tells me a lot. Raise your hand if you know 5 people that did not show up to the Pat Parelli demonstration that needed to be here. And you know what kept them from getting here? Their attitude. Ready to try to do it at a canter? Okay, slowly bring your life up. Okay? And I want you to count slowly to 3 next time. Canter, squeeze a little bit, bring your life up. See how nice that is? Wait till you go all the way around. Just relax. That a girl. Unlax. Start counting. 1. Leave your hand down. 2, 3. What can I tell you, folks? I've never seen this young lady, I've never seen this horse. I'm looking for the horse that this does not work for, and I've been doing this 3 1/3 decades. I've traveled all over the world. I'm doing business right now in 70 plus countries, including Texas. And I'm yet to find a horse. Now, I have found lots of people that that they're not ready for this to work for. In fact, some people will make sure it doesn't work. But I'm yet to find a horse that love language and leadership will not work. As long as we do it with the horse. Yes, ma'am, you got your hand up there. Are those spurs necessary? I wear spurs. Why? Because when a great big horse says no and he gets scared of something in a ditch and there's a Big Mac truck coming and you say, please stay sideways, and he says, no, I'm going over here. Spurs are for sideways movement. They're not for going. You never see a jockey wear horses. But what people do wrong is they do this. They use their spurs and they kick like that. That's not how you use a spur. Right? So that's a good question. So let me ask you to do something. Put your ribs against my hand. Turn sideways. Turn sideways. Push against my hand. Push. Okay, that's what a leg feels like. Now stop. Now push against my thumb. Push. You want to. What happens, folks, if you have a barbless wire fence with your horses? No electricity and barbless, smooth wire. What happens to your fences? They get stretched, they push on it, they push on it. So what we have to do is we have to teach horses how to yield progression. But what I've got to do, which is the hardest job in the world, I've got to teach people how to do it correctly, naturally. So it's not the spur that's bad, it's the ignorance. It's for lateral, not for forward. It's for lateral. The smaller the spur, the better? No. It all depends. No, it all depends on your leg, that size horse, and then the length of the spur has nothing to do with it. All right, you ready one more time? Smile, squeeze. Let's see if you can go off into a canter. Nice. You ready? Canter, smile, squeeze, canter. Look up. And 1, 2, 3. Bingo, bango, bongo, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm very impressed with this young lady. Now hang on there a second. Let's see if we can give her a nice little applause. I know you're all wanting to. That's it. Just relax. I hope you learned something. I'm very proud to have been here. Please come to my seminar this afternoon. It's going to be over here in the lecture hall between 2 and 3. I have to catch a plane because I have to be in Augusta, Georgia for another seminar tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So I have to fly home to Florida. I have to get in a truck and a trailer tomorrow at 6 in the morning, and I have to drive 7 hours up to Augusta, Georgia. So I'm here 100% for you the whole time. I'm going to be at my booth. I'm going to ask you a question. Who would like to win Horse Psychology 101, horse cycle on the ground and on the saddle, and who would like to win all the equipment and a 1-year membership to my Learners Club? I'm going to give those away today free. What time is it now? 12 o'clock. At 12:32, I'm going to give all 3 of those things away, plus some of my friends have got some of their things. We're going to have a big giveaway at my booth. My booth is 7,795 AB, down over that way. I don't know the name of my number of my booth, but it's down that way. You come down there, you sign up for the free giveaway. I'm going to call your name, draw it out of the booth. At 12:32, I'm going to be there. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to be down there. And I'm going to be giving a giveaway at my seminar today, too. The whole enchilada. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Maryland Horse Fair, for having me. Hope you've learned something. Keep it natural. Come down to my booth. I'll be there giving it all away.
And a great thing. Thank you if you were at the Mr.